Hi, everybody. My name is Elise Swopes, and welcome to NFT 101. I'm super excited that you're here, and I already know if you're here, you're probably super interested and super curious about what NFT is. And I'm happy to explain that to you. First of all, my name is Elise Swopes. I am in beautiful Brooklyn, New York right now, but I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I am an artist specializing in iPhone photography, video, illustrations, public speaking. Pretty much, I love a good challenge. I got into NFTs in early 2021. I sold my first piece for $16,000 and my last piece for 60,000. So I definitely have a good footing and an experience on this community. And I'm excited about this because there's so much opportunity for artists, creators, and really anyone to understand and utilize this wonderful opportunity. So today I'm just going to jump into very simple NFT 101s, the basics of what an NFT is, just to get people onboarded. First, we're going to talk about NFT 101. Then I'll walk you through how to create a wallet. We'll also talk about marketplaces. And then in conclusion, hopefully you'll have some takeaways to create your own NFT. I would love that. If by the end of this, you actually minted something to OpenSea. If you don't know what minted is, don't worry, I got you. So an NFT is a non-fungible token, and that means that it cannot be replaced. A non fungible token means it's unique, it's limited, and it cannot be replaced by something else. Or an NFT can be anything from music to 3D design to poems to videos. Really, the opportunities are endless. And it allows creators to choose their own utility and compensation with sovereignty and certification. On slide 4, you'll see the Sunrise NFT that I actually created. I am the founder of Sunrise Art Club, which is a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization, where we utilize these NFTs as tokens of ownership. So that means that whoever buys this NFT can vote on our different proposals. They can help us, just decide different things that come up, and just be a supporter along the way. And they also get wonderful rewards from airdrops to collaborations with different artists that we have. And it just gives them a wonderful opportunity to create more compensation for themselves and royalties. It's a great opportunity for decentralized ownership in this new world. And NFT 101, a lot of people say, non-fungible means it cannot be replaced. Well, of course, there are different many ways that NFTs can be distributed. It doesn't always need to be a one of one or one single NFT. You can also do additions, and you can sell those by buy now, or you can have a reserve on it where it means that someone has to pay that certain price in order to buy it. So you will not accept a certain bid or an offer that's below that reserve. So there's a ton of different opportunities to really utilize the different ways that an NFT can be distributed. But there are really important aspects to uniqueness, to scarcity, and just making sure that you're not flooding the market. And you also, as a buyer, want to make sure you're looking for that as well. Someone who is being really considerate about how they approach the market. NFTs are also extremely accessible, which is amazing because that means anyone can create an NFT. Like I said, that's music, 3D, illustrations, poems, videos, sculptures, metaverses, and so much more. And you don't necessarily need to have um, just a digital asset. You can also have a physical asset that's attached to that NFT that you can send to someone. And any kind of file really can be used from JPEG to PNG to GIF to SFG to MP4 to MP3. It really goes far. And also, the cool thing about NFTs as well is ownership. Creators and buyers can really track and certify their ownership. You can prove that you actually own something. And while also choosing, the different utility that's involved, whether it's, gaining more access to a different opportunity, an experience, a show, an actual physical product. Like I said, being airdropped different rewards for just early support and acknowledgement. And that's something we haven't really seen in a very long time when it comes to these different worlds that we talk about. We talk about Web3 quite a bit in this community, and Web3 is now the read, um, write and trust a generation where we do now have the ability to know what's happening behind the scenes versus Web 2 was we didn't really necessarily have to understand how Facebook worked, how Instagram worked. We just created our username and signed in, right? So there's different opportunities now for us when it comes to ownership, accessibility, and representation that's never been provided for us before. Now, when it comes to marketplaces, make sure you do your own research. Personally, when I first came into this community, I didn't know anything. I really didn't. I dove in and I just figured it out along the way. But what I had to figure out along the way was what each platform meant to each artist. Some platforms are different for other artists. Some platforms are curated, some are open, some are invite only. So just making sure that you're digging into these marketplaces, looking at what kind of art is being created, what type of art that they're promoting, what does the marketplace look like. OpenSea is one of the most well-known open market, and it also has extremely low gas fees. And gas fees, if you've never heard of that, is the actual cost of the transaction to be put into the digital ledger that is the blockchain. So it does cost something to be able to make that happen, but it is pretty low depending on what marketplace you go to and what time you're also minting or buying. So mornings typically, um, at least in EST, is typically the best time to buy or to mint, and typically throughout most of the day it can get a little bit more expensive if there's a popular drop happening. You know, the gas will go up because there's a lot happening on the blockchain. So also there's wonderful curated platforms called Nifty Gateway that allow buyers to buy NFTs with their credit cards, which is very, very rare, but also extremely possible. So there's also different platforms like Foundation, where there's an invite only kind of aspect that allows other artists to invite their friends and their family. And like I said, the great thing about marketplaces is that there's just so many different types. So you do have the choice, and making sure that you understand what each community is about, because every different platform has a different feel to it, a different energy. So kind of feel that out. Join the discords, be on Twitter, be in the spaces, just kind of see and feel out the different artists that they show, and do that research. And then when you join these marketplaces, and not just as an artist or maybe a buyer, but as both, you want to make sure that you're customizing your profile. And there's different opportunities to do that by purchasing a thing called an ENS token. And an ENS token is also going to be able to change this long wallet address that you will receive when you sign up for your digital wallet. And you can exchange that long, long number for a very short ENS name, which is, for example, I have swopes.eth. Anyone has a certain name .eth. I'm sure you've seen that around. That is an ENS name. So you can go to ens.domains.com, I believe, and you can search your name that you like to buy it, connect it into your wallet, and then that's when you'll have your specific name. So, find those specific usernames before they become available, because, NFTs are shifting quite a bit. But take your time, do your research, and make sure that you're doing it the right way. And settings also are a really important aspect to searching and even minting your artwork. And I say mint quite a lot. I don't know if I've explained it yet. And I believe maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But minting specifically means that you are putting your NFT into the blockchain. You are tokenizing it. You are putting it into that ledger to be held and to be hold for as long as it's in there until you burn it. Of course, that's the only option you can get rid of an NFT. But when you mint something or tokenizing it, you are paying that gas fee to allow it to be on the blockchain, to be decentralized, to be even have a little identification number that we've talked about a little bit. But the settings where you are in this marketplace. One of my favorite things, especially when I'm looking for an NFT, is to pick out the minimum that I'm trying to pay for an NFT, pick out the max I'm trying to pay for the NFT. What do I want it to look like? What kind of properties do I want? There's these different types of things you can kind of look at that make it your own, and make it feel like that's something you actually really like and feel passionate about. And for me, I really like to collect art that I connect with. So make sure that you're checking all the settings, the background, all of that stuff matters in every piece of this, because it's a great representation of who you are and what you buy. And also making sure when you are minting your artwork, like I said, understanding that the title, the description, the hashtags, all the things that you're putting in your actual minting settings of your artwork, whether it's the poem, whether it's the video, whether it's the music, the illustration, the PNG, whatever, you understand that that's going to never be changed. So, know exactly what you're putting. Don't have any spelling mistakes. Make sure that you've got all the hashtags there that make sense, that it makes it easier for people to search for in the marketplace if they're looking for something specific. Now, I'd love for us to actually talk a little bit about setting up a digital wallet, because I think that that would be a fantastic opportunity for us to just really take that first step. And I'll be honest, I think a lot of people will say it seems really scary to be a part of this community. And it should be scary because it's a free for all. There is not a lot of protection for a lot of creators. There's not a lot of protection for buyers either. So when you are setting up this digital wallet, when you are setting yourself up in this space, make sure that you are protecting yourself in every single way. That means that you're not writing your passwords, your seed phrases, your information, anything digital. You are putting it all on a piece of paper with a pen or a pencil, and then you're also copying that and putting it in maybe two different places just in case it gets lost in another and you can find it in the other. So the first activity I have for you is to set up a digital wallet on Coinbase if you haven't already. And the first step is to sign up. You go to the corner and click sign up, and you simply create an account, verify your email, verify a couple more informations, and then the last step is to link a payment method. And you don't necessarily need to buy anything at the very moment, but just see how simple it is to set up. It's actually way easier than even setting up a bank account, probably 100 times easier. So you'll see. Um, so enjoy that and let me know how that goes. And then I'm a big fan of Coinbase, wonderful partner, and they're if you don't want to use Coinbase, you can also use MetaMask as well. MetaMask is a really simple digital wallet, and it's a little bit more um, simplified because they don't necessarily believe you can buy actual tokens through it, but you can buy ETH or Bitcoin or different types of cryptocurrency through Coinbase, which is the reason why we typically think that that's the first step, because it is a little bit more user friendly, especially for beginners. Now, in conclusion, we've talked quite a bit about NFTs and sovereignty. NFTs are all about sovereignty. They are about ownership. They're about making the rules. They're about choosing for ourselves first and foremost, and knowing where all of our information goes. We have been dealing with unbelievable data hacks, and having our data stolen and sold, and even all these different percentages of our income being taken from us from all these different places. And so NFTs are just this unbelievable opportunity for creators and people in general all around the world. I mean, I'm thinking, I don't know if I've mentioned it yet, but there's a ton of opportunity for healthcare to change. There's a ton of opportunity for identification in other countries that don't have a system in place to track people and keep people safe. So there's just so much opportunity here for us to finally dictate our own rules and our own governance and provenance. And you'll probably hear those words quite a bit, but it's a really beautiful thing. And So, also in conclusion, choosing safety first, as I've mentioned, you can get hacked very, very easily. Do not share anything with anybody, no matter what, even if it looks like somebody you know. You should probably call them on the phone first and say, "Hey, did you send me that message?" Because there are spoof accounts, there are scam accounts, there are spam accounts that will pretend to be your best friend, your mother, your brother, your husband, your whoever. Don't believe it. So choose safety first, question everything, and just, do your research. If it sounds too good to be true, typically it may be. So take your time, uh, be patient, pace yourself, do the work, and it'll be worth it. And then also join Twitter. That's where everything's happening. That's where everybody's talking. That's where all the information is being transferred. Whether it's Twitter Spaces, whether it's just in the TL, whether it's actually following an artist or a creator or even a platform that you're looking to join, it's really, really a great opportunity to engage more and to just be a part of the community and to dive in, because you never really know the actual experience or the truth or even the facts of what's going on until you know it yourself. And even with this workshop, I can tell you all of this stuff, and you may say, "Oh, well, that sounds great. I'm happy to know it now." But when it comes up for you, you're going to say, "Oh, that's what she was talking about." And that's the fun part about this. So we all kind of experience these little things here and there, but it's that's why we're here, to trade information with each other and to have this decentralized world of information where we don't hide from it. We don't hide anything from each other anymore because it helps when we know. And last but not least, I'd love for you to leave some homework. Please mint your first NFT to OpenSea. I would love to see that. That would be the best thing. Tweet me, show me the links, show me everything. I want to see everything that you've done. And I want to know your experience too. Tell me the ins and out. What did you learn? What did you fear? What did you sweat about? I mean, when I first minted my first NFT, I was sweating. I was dripping because it felt like, that pressure of thinking it's on the blockchain forever and will it sell, and all these different fears, but you want to make sure, like I said, to pace yourself, to keep health first, to take a step back, and to breathe, and to know that the work is not so much in the value that people give you. The work is in the work that you consistently do as a buyer, as a creator, as a person in the community, is just putting your best foot forward as much as possible while taking care of yourself, because those are when the opportunities come, and also supporting others. But that's when the opportunity comes, is not so much waiting for it to come, but consistently, searching for different opportunities to present yourself, to try different things, to, learn different things. An open mind is an open book, it's an open door. So have fun and enjoy the ride.